The boy kept his lonely vigil beside his girlfriend as she lay in a coma, watching the friends around him, one by one, walk down the aisle. His eyes were filled with hope for their own future. He pictured the moment she would wake up, and he would finally slip a white wedding dress over her shoulders. Maybe his devotion moved something greater than himself, because after 2 years in a coma, she finally opened her eyes. The boy burst out of the hospital room in tears to get the doctor, but the news the doctor delivered stopped him cold. His girlfriend had lost every single memory she had. Her mind had regressed to that of an infant. The one thing he could hold on to was the doctor saying she could recover, even if the road ahead might be a very long one. Jonah chose to stay, and so Jonah settled in for another long wait to help bring her memories back. He was by Rachel's side every single day for rehabilitation. Finally, 4 years later, Rachel had regained movement in her upper body, and her vision had recovered to normal adult levels. Little by little she could recognize her parents and the people close to her, but Jonah was the one face she couldn't place. Looking at this stranger standing in front of her, Rachel could feel the depth of his love for her, clear as day, so she made him a promise that she would do everything she could to remember what they once had. Rachel took the journal Jonah had kept of their time together and visited every place they had ever gone on a date. But to her heartbreak, not a single memory of Jonah came back. Watching Rachel suffer like this, Jonah suddenly understood that his presence had become a burden she was carrying. Maybe the only way to give her peace was to remove himself from her world entirely, so he made the decision to step away. Before they said goodbye, he held on to one last thread of hope and brought Rachel back to the place where he had proposed. But even that familiar setting couldn't bring back a single memory of him. That evening, Jonah said his goodbyes to Rachel and her family with a calm he didn't feel. But the moment he turned away and pulled his car to the side of the road, the tears came and wouldn't stop. He couldn't make peace with any of this, but he had no other choice. After Jonah left, Rachel's life did settle back into quiet, until one day while she was tidying her room, she stumbled across the phone she had been using 6 years ago when she first got sick. She had never been able to open it because she couldn't remember the passcode. A year passed just like that. By now Jonah was working at a car repair shop by the sea. He had walked away from Rachel, but he never stopped hoping that one day, that strong, resilient girl would find her way back to him. Meanwhile, Rachel was out shopping with her mother when she happened to notice the hotel where she and Jonah had once booked their wedding. Something about it made her stop. Just then the hotel manager came over and greeted Rachel warmly, and it was from the manager that she learned. For 8 years, the wedding reservation she and Jonah had made had never once been cancelled. It turned out that after Rachel fell ill, Jonah had come to the hotel every single year and pushed the wedding date forward to March 17th of the following year, because he believed they were going to get married here. When Rachel heard the date March 17th, something suddenly clicked. She pulled out her phone and typed in 0317. The phone unlocked, and immediately 526 emails came flooding in. In every single one were videos Jonah had recorded about Rachel. Across all 8 years, Rachel was so moved she couldn't stop crying, and from those emails, she found out exactly where Jonah was. She rushed straight to the seaside where he was waiting, and Jonah was still there. She wheeled herself to him as fast as she could, and struggled to her feet and fell into his arms, using him as her anchor. She slowly began to practice walking, each step weak, but certain, until at last she walked through the doors of a wedding hall.